Namaste everyone, welcome to this video. I'd like to share with you some of this energy of release, emotion, presence, this process that is happening, and I've been processing a lot, and I know that a lot of you are processing a lot right now. And I got this beautiful message earlier today, and all these emotions are really always information and messages, and I've been able to distill it a little bit to clarify it and discern really what is the lesson there, what is the message. And I just wanted to share some of these thoughts with you, and I'm hoping that it might bring clarity to your journey, and maybe you'll find some resonance with some of the words, some of these ideas. So for me, I think what's coming through is the energy of the new moon in Virgo, and before the new moon, this process of letting go a lot, of shedding. And the new moon is very much this place of introversion, going within, slowing down, really looking at ourselves and seeing what are the patterns that are holding us back. What is the darkness within us? What is the darkness within our lives that we need to address, and really feel these places, not only see them with our ego or with our mind, that is the duality energy, where we see that separation, but really acknowledge the energy of these situations and the energy of maybe patterns from our childhood that are still there, that are still limiting us. And with this consciousness, that's this witness part of us that is able to see these things in ourselves, things of our ego, things such as the way that we identify ourselves, typically the beliefs that we hold, the attachments that we have to things being in a certain way. And I want to say mostly the conditioning that we've internalized from patriarchy that is still causing suffering, and ways that we are oppressing ourselves through this patriarchal lens. So really being with that oppressive energy within ourselves, that is the energy of this is the right way, you need to do more, you need to look a certain way, you need to achieve a certain things, you always need to do more, and you're never enough yourself. And that causing a lot of grieving to another part of ourself that is more of the victim, the part of us that feel disempowered, that feels that they don't have a choice. And I want to say even that the part that is enslaved by this system of oppression, that our own system of oppression, and how it's making us feel really, really stuck and really unhappy. So a lot of us is coming up, I'm feeling, and really acknowledging these both dynamic, I think are important, because we're always both. We're always the victim and the oppressor at the same time. So this is the old paradigm, and this is what we're needing to look at now and really be with this process. Just one moment. And the Virgo archetype is coming through for us to be able to rebirth with this new moon, and it's probably one of the most important archetype for this rebirth to happen. I want to say it's a very important archetype for the divine feminine that is rebirthing in all of us. This goddess consciousness that is all-inclusive, that is able to hold space for all these parts of ourselves equally, and value them and love them equally, just like we're able to see the divine within everyone. And the mother is very much that part that is able to do that. And she's also nurturing of all these parts, and she's also protective of all these parts. So connecting to the Virgo is really connecting to both the womb as a place to grieve and a place to do this transformative work, and this shadow work and this deep alchemy within ourselves, but also this place of pure potential for creation of the divine child, that is this new consciousness that is coming through and that is extremely powerful. And I don't want to belittle the archetype of the divine child. The divine child, that new consciousness, this pure potential in us, is truly life. It's real power. It's real radiance coming straight from the soul, straight from the heart, that is able to be true and authentic. And I think it's that authenticity, first and foremost, that we're birthing into, because a lot of the oppressive energy that we're grieving now is the energy of us pretending to be something that we're not. And so there's a softening, there's an allowing and a sitting back in ourself that is happening. And with that new self and new consciousness, there's tremendous power and this tremendous responsibility that comes, because the divine child is also an archetype that is the true manifester of everything. It's like the maiden, it's the creative life force. And with this creative force, there's also the choice and the power in choice and that sovereignty. The divine child is similar to the king. So it has all this power, but it has all this responsibility as well. And I think a lot of us on the path now, and I'll talk about the path in a second, I think a lot of us on the path are having this journey, this constant journey of shedding these layers and letting go and realizing deeper part of themselves. And it's giving them this tremendous responsibility to keep choosing what is right. And so there's a constant work that needs to be done every single day. That is, I want to say, the price that we need to pay for this consciousness to still be alive and for this transformation to continue to happen. It's not a matter of there's going to be an apocalypse or the ending. There's no magic moment here. It's every moment. Every moment is this choice that we make, is the choice to show up in a certain way, is a choice to pay attention, to listen, to respond to situation, and to do the work not only on the spiritual level. And I want to say it's so beautiful to connect to all these higher frequencies and angels and higher self and the divine feminine and the goddess, and all of it, especially if you're working with the goddess, is happening on the material level as well. So I don't believe in this ascension so much as I believe in the descent, that we're descending to be more grounded in ourselves and to be able to see the divine in everything that is material as well. And our children are these beautiful lessons, living divine beings for us to learn. So when are we going to be able to look down and learn from them? When are we going to be able to look down and learn from Mother Earth? And right now, she's sending us a strong message to do this work. And I want to talk and I want to mention about the Amazon burning. That is a huge cry out for this work to be done. And all of us feel so powerless here. And yet, this is a reflection also for us to look at ourselves, because the Amazon, being the lungs of the earth, being connected to the heart, is deep work right here. And if you think you don't have power, think again, because there's only that power that you really have is to work on yourself, on your heart, and clear that heart. So again, I'm asking you, where are you oppressing yourself? Where are you oppressing others? Where are you suffering? Really paying attention to this power and balance within yourself to try to restore harmony and really learn from these harsh lessons, these drama that happen in your life, just like this environmental crisis that is happening now. And know that you are a sovereign being, you're a divine being, you're affecting change every single moment with every thought, every moment of awareness, every breath can be sent as a prayer of love. And I want to talk about this path of the goddess as well, really holding her in high regards as perhaps the spirit of Mother Earth, perhaps the ultimate goddess, creator of all, perhaps the matrix, the illusion, perhaps all of it, perhaps yourself as the goddess. And I want to say the goddess, especially as the mother goddess, because the mother is the ultimate goddess, creator, is also the part of us that does not differentiate between the light and the darkness. And this is a really, really harsh lesson, because we're so conditioned to think in duality and opposition, when really it's a polarity and there is contrast, but both are so needed for our growth. And so every time there's darkness, every time there's light. And right now in this time of tremendous darkness, there is tremendous light coming through. That is consciousness being able to witness this darkness, but also light as in spirit is coming through. And so there's a real resurgence of spiritual growth, of spiritual belief, of faith. And so I want to share that in time of darkness, and what I've been practicing in my life, and what I think that we're really doing on the collective level in this time of uncertainty, is to really renew that faith, to know that we are on the path. And not only we're on the path, but we're on the path together. And all together in all ourselves, all our different selves, our oppressors, our victim, our inner child, our parent, our ego, all these parts of ourselves are on the path. And all these parts of our community, our families, all these different members of society are on the path. And together as a collective, we are walking the path. And knowing that to be true is really hard. And I really believe it is true. And it gives me hope. And it gives me perspective to keep on going and to continue to do the work. And to be responsible for myself, for my words, for my actions, for my choices. Because this is the power that we hold. And so really giving thanks to the goddess always, not only for her light, not only for her blessing, for her guidance, for her love, but also for her initiation, for her showing us, all of us, and allowing us to do this transformation. And this is the goddess. She kills us to rebirth us. And over again, the cycles of nature that are regenerative, that are life-giving, and that we are a part of always. Again, there's no magic moment here. It's always going to keep flowing, dying and rebirth, dying and rebirth. This is a path that we choose here. If we're embodied, if we're a human being, this is the path that we chose. Yes, I just want to close with gratitude for all of it, for this path, for all of you, for my community, for my friends, for Toronto, for Turtle Island, for all these traditions coming together to do the work, all these plant medicine that are helping us along our journey to help us shift our consciousness. And all of the challenges too, all of the growth that happens from the challenges are the lessons that come through, the resiliency that comes through, the strength that comes through. And give thanks to all of that, and to patience, to compassion, for being there, for being strong energies in our heart. And I want to just mention this new self that we're birthing as a collective is really beautiful. It's a new self that is truly empowering, that is not just granted as we are granted life, as a baby is born perfect with all this beautiful light. It is a new self that we have worked for, and that is wise. That alchemy of transformation is really happening, where we can stop seeing things in this duality and really come into unity in ourselves, and even beyond that, in a self that is really seeing beyond the shadow of illusion, that is able to see the divine and the shadow in everyone, and still love, and still show up every day for themselves and for others, to be of service, to be in their purpose. And I really believe that all of us are birthing this new self, and I see so much beautiful work being done. I see so much beautiful things being shared. So keep doing this amazing, amazing, great work. And I want to share that I'm holding space for a red tent ceremony to happen on Friday. So if you identify with being a woman and you would like to take part in this process of transformation, where we come as a collective to do this work of grieving, of letting go, and of birthing, of transforming, of giving life, and really amplifying all these energies, all these intentions, all these prayers together as sisters, and really grounding this power of the divine feminine that's coming through, and nourishing this new consciousness, this new culture, this that is seeing the light in our society, in ourself, in our consciousness, and know that it is true, and renew our faith in this path. Then you're welcome to come, and please join us on Friday. It will be at 6:30 at Leah Spa. So I'm hoping to see you there, and I'm just sending you tons of blessings for your journey, for your path, for your life, for all your relationships, and for your own relationship to yourself, to your heart. Namaste, everyone.